Rust on the frame, forgotten in the dark, just a shadow of a legend that once left its mark. Dragged from a barn where the years hit hard, but we break it all down, rebuild every part. Sparks fly, you're winging back to motion. Turn rust into fire with mechanical devotion. From a cracked old shell to a street rod dream, Harrington's the place where you revive the machine. Every bolt, every wire, we bring it back to life. Every scar in the metal cuts deeper than a knife. But we rise tonight. We bring the roar back, louder than it's ever been. Rebuilding legends from the...
Okay, this morning we got the car on jack stands, putting the doors on. Took the cart off. We're gonna get the trunk lid on and that other door, driver's side door on, so we can start working on the floors and the trunk floor and quarter panels. We got to get some bracing in there before we cut the floor out. So stay tuned. It's the 69 Chevelle. The holes have been all tapped. Getting ready to put the driver's side door on. We already got the passenger side door on. So we'll get the driver's side door on. And what I do is I put the upper hinge on the door first and the lower hinge on the car. This way I can rest the bottom of the door on the bottom hinge as I get the top door on, top hinge on the post here. Okay, so we got the floor cut out and trimmed. Ready to test fit the floor. There'll be some cutting and trimming. We're not going to weld it to that back panel yet, or the wheel tubs, because I have new wheel tubs. So we'll weld the floor to the rocker panels. And we're getting a new firewall also, as you can tell. So we'll fit the floor, weld it to the rocker panels, and then we'll get that panel started on. We'll put the trunk floor in, and then we will work on the wheel tubs afterwards. Put a little bracing there on the trunk hinges so it doesn't move left or right. Just did putting one back here. They actually go right to this because this piece is staying. So we gotta cut this piece off, that whole thing off. We gotta get the rest of the trunk floor out. We gotta get the rest of the trunk floor out right there. Once that brace goes, that could make the wheel tubs go in and out, but it shouldn't, because it's screwed in there to the new floor that's welded in. Just taking precautionary measures. Here's the new panels for the back seat, and there's the old stuff. Okay, so we got the package tray and back panel on, but I had to drill these spot welds out just to get this piece in because it would not fit through the bracing that I have there. So we drill these out, put this panel in first, and then fit these panels in, clamped it on, and also had to make sure that it was level. Zoom in on that. So we had to make sure it was level. So now we can start welding it up. fine-tuned the seams and the edges on the quarters and the doors. We blocked it once. We're going to reprime it, block it again, and reprime it one more time. We had to split this here to tighten that gap up because it was like almost a ½ inch. So now we got it at a 1/4 inch all the way down. Fine tune these lines so it's nice and smooth. For some reason these doors have a curve in them, and we had to fix that curve. We did some hammer and dollying, and obviously when you hammer and dolly you get a couple dents. We were making that nice and smooth. The rockers are original, so we fixed those. So we got these nice and smooth. We got to wait to do the fenders and the doors because the fenders will actually move, and it changes the gap at the door, and it also changed the gap up here. So we need the frame to put that on so it doesn't move the fenders. So we'll wait until we get the frame to finish up the bodywork on the fenders, the hood, and so on. But this one has a new firewall, new floors, new quarters, the doors are new, fenders are new, the hood's new, the roof is new, header panel's new. There's the new firewall. We got a new piece for this, so we're going to repair the rust on there, and then we have a piece to patch that in right there. So this one's getting close pretty quick. Here's our frame reinforcement kit from Summit. You can actually go on YouTube and watch the video for that. I'll put it down in the description below. It's pretty simple to do. It's pretty good. It's for our 69 Chevelle. First thing you have to do is obviously not have the frame on the body on the frame, and we got to cut that part off, straighten those out. So stay tuned. So we're still working on the 69 Chevelle frame, and here is the frame. As you can see, it's bent, probably because somebody was using a jack stand in the wrong way. You can actually see the teeth marks of the jack stand that went there. So we're going to straighten all that first. That was really bent, so we got to really bend that, tweak that up. So we're just going to use a crescent wrench or adjustable, whatever you want to call it. Move that down. As you can see, it's straighter already. We got a little bit of work to do to that, but then it'll end up looking like this. Again, we had to cut this piece out, this piece here. I cut that piece out for that to fit, and that's kind of how that fits. And we had to cut a little bit here because it was a little bit too long, which is okay. We got to do some trimming right here. That's a little bit long, and grind all that, and we'll start tacking it in to fit the next piece. This is for that car right there. Okay, now we have this one fit. You do have to do a little trimming on the bottom, on the opposite side, under here, because it's got a little bit. This is pretty good. That's good, so we just have to trim a little bit there and a little bit here, because it's pretty even there. It's even here. It's even over there, so we'll just trim that and then start tack welding it on, and then we'll fit the rest of the pieces. Those pieces over there. Just make sure you watch the Summit YouTube thing if you're doing this with your car. Hey everybody, Kevin here from Harrington Classic Car Restorations in Asheboro, North Carolina. Here is the frame for the 69 Chevelle that we've been working on. This is the one that got new doors, quarters, roof, floors, firewall, you name it, it got brand new. It's basically a brand new car. The only thing that's not new is the cowl and the A-pillars. So here's the frame. It's got Willwood disc brakes, QA1 suspension, coilovers front and rear, drop spindle, There's your Willwood brakes. It's got the gunny wheels on it. We're waiting for some steering parts. We got this bracing kit that we welded in earlier in the week. This is from Summit. It actually fits really good. Went right in there. Make sure you follow the directions and watch the video that they have for it. And here's the Moser rear end. The only issue we're having is the brackets that we have, which are right there. There it is put together. There it is apart. It doesn't fit the Moser frame. It fits an original, it doesn't fit this rear. It fits an original rear, so we're having an issue with that. So I got to call and check to see what will fit those there. And you also have to weld these on to clear the new bracing on the floor of the car, which is why I also didn't weld that piece in yet, because I want to put the body on first to make sure I have enough clearance there. And we've got to get the body on the frame and bolted down so we can fit the fenders in the hood, because you just don't want to fit the fenders in the hood when it's up there like that, because it just might not fit. So always make sure when you're fitting your panels, put it on the frame. Otherwise you may have issues later on and have to correct stuff, and you don't want to have to do that. So this is coming along.